She's watching the taxi driver, he pulls away. She's been locked up inside her apartment 100 days.
No.
Yeah.
Yes.
Why do you feel like you feel uncomfortable alone?
Because I trust people. Like, I don't know them well enough to not be alone without somebody. I believe in the buddy system.
Why do you think you feel that way?
Because I don't know what happened. I don't know people well enough to see like they do without somebody with me for protection.
No, I don't schedule my day. Yeah, I'm fine being alone usually.
No, I've never felt threatened alone at night.
No, I do not.
I do not.
No, I'm usually with friends though because I'm wildly popular.
No.
No, I never really thought about that. I think at least on this campus or in most places, but especially here, I've never had to go out of my way to plan my day to make sure that I'm not alone.
No. Yeah, I feel definitely safe. It doesn't bother me. Plus, I'm a lot older, so I'm not really scared of too much.
Well, the only time I really go out at night is if I go to my friend's apartment. And generally I will drive there or I'll make sure I have a buddy to walk back on campus with.
I feel, yeah, I mean personally I probably feel like company is better. I feel safer in company.
So
I don't feel threatened by being by myself.
Sometimes I do and sometimes I don't. It always just depends on where I am. And like if I'm in an urban area or a rural area, that kind of thing, that plays a big factor into it. But mainly at night, I don't know why, I always like talk to somebody over the telephone to like just make sure that I have somebody talking to me as I'm walking alone at night, or I just play music. It's really weird that I just have my iPhone and I just like pop, like let the speakers play music and stuff wherever I walk.
Yes.
big town, like in the city, but around here now, just dull.
Why do you think you're scared of that place?
Because there's a lot of people and they're like so sketchy, and I'm just like, go away, so just stay away.
I don't feel comfortable alone a lot, but in this town I kind of like it because it's like really not crime really.
Probably around the cities and places that I'm not comfortable, like that I'm not familiar with, but I'm pretty safe around my house and here.
I feel kind of unsafe in between the library and the tech center, outreach center, because I have to walk to my apartment there. Sometimes I walk a little late.
I think Mansfield has one of the best police.
That it's a really small campus and there's not a lot of like danger and violence. The police are on call like 24/7.
Why don't you feel safe at campus?
Well, because I don't know everybody here. I know everybody in my town.
A pink mace, and there's cops on campus. That's pretty cool, and people are really friendly. And
Never been a time, I think, in my entire time here that I've never felt unsafe on this campus. I think we're rated, I think, the top 10 safest schools, and I think I've never, any time of the day or night, I've never felt unsafe walking through town or walking on campus.
I like how on campus we have all those emergency spots where you can hit them, and I always, generally have my phone on me, so that's a good resource. And there's always people out and about, so I think it's a pretty safe.
No. Women can be alone too.
No, I don't know. That would be weird, I think, if someone did.
No, I don't really view gender like that.
I wouldn't say feel necessarily bad about them, perhaps in the sense of, depending on where the area might be, I might have a fear for them, of their safety, depending, but at least in this area, I feel like it's still pretty safe. But I would say that there's been times where I felt a fear for them.
I mean, I feel like sorry that they have to walk by themselves.
They didn't assault themselves.
I wouldn't blame a woman for being raped for any reason. A victim is a victim, and we should teach society to not rape rather than teach women to defend themselves from rape.
God, that's... Ugh. I feel like the only person that should be blamed for rape is the person who is the perpetrator, because rape is a no-no. It is a massive no-no. No matter who you are, what you do, where you live, rape is a no-no.
I wouldn't blame anybody for rape. But there's fine lines, you know, like how willing were you to, you know, go on your own knowing that there's a threat. You know, it's kind of gotta be responsible for yourself too.
Do you feel like everyone should feel like that, men and women, or just men?
Yeah. I'm kind of puny. You know, not that women are puny, but I sometimes feel threatened because I'm not like, I don't know if I could really defend myself. So I don't think it has to do with gender. Females are probably more of a target. I don't know why.
No, that's definitely not their fault.
Yeah, I believe that there's different stigmas to other cultures that make people afraid to be around them.
Yeah, I can like hear stories and you like grow along in ways thinking that media didn't portray women as victims and nobody around to save us and stuff.
They're always scared, like showing scary men popping out of alleys.
Oh yeah, because our culture has so much emphasis on media and like selling sex.
Or they tend to be the ones who are victims, and I think, you know, like horror movies, they portray the women to be the victims, the ones who get, you know, tortured or kidnapped, and I do think there's more of a stigma that women, you know, get in harm's way more than men do.
Oh yeah, definitely. I feel like men constructed that to give themselves excuses to rape women.
Absolutely. I think our media has shown so much kind of negativity on women being alone, that women are depicted in our media as being defenseless and helpless, and that they can't do anything by themselves, they can't defend themselves. So when they're alone in a situation that might make them vulnerable, that they're not going to be able to defend themselves, and that's what our media has portrayed, unfortunately. That is not the case. I know many strong-willed women who could take me any day if they wanted to. But
Absolutely.
How do you think?
Well, because, I mean, I took a course and I learned about how culture has affected the way women have to schedule their days around certain times because they're afraid. And it's definitely been a problem.
How do you feel like the media should change that?
It's hard because the media has like these campaigns for women. I mean, obviously there's beauty campaigns, but I mean, then at the same time it's almost like they're trying to like gain profit from it. So like, it would have to be like almost like the inside media kind of thing. But I think basically portraying women in situations where they can be safe and that they're accepted instead of that they're not wanted there for some reason.
An increase of all the stories in the media of people getting robbed and break-ins, and even on this small campus, I've heard a lot of things about, you know, people leaving the bars and strangers following them all the way up to campus. But I have the police number on speed dial, so I'm not worried about that. If I ever was scared, they're right here in a heartbeat for me.
Sometimes I do, because of the idea that the media does have control of what people see and what people like perceive certain issues and that kind of thing. So I definitely say that it can have that big of an impact in this particular area. At least that I've seen, like with taking previous like film history courses and things like that. I've seen like a progression though where that's like kind of going away, so to speak.
A man.
Not the man.
Why?
Because it can protect you more than a girl, really, even though women can protect other women too, but I don't know, I just feel like I feel more safe around a man.
Why do you feel like you think that way? Do you think it's like the media has a lot to do with that?
Yeah, I think so too, because you see like women getting attacked together, but like if a man and a woman are walking together, you don't really see them getting attacked.
It's good to be, when you go somewhere, to be with somebody else. So male or female would not matter.
See the media in our heads telling us that we need somebody with us all the time, and basically with the news and all the stories you hear make us fear that there's a creepy man standing in a bush.
Feel safe within ourselves because most men who are going to attack you or assault you are people you trust or are in your classes. So you should always be on guard no matter what.
I do want to say that everybody should be cautious. Always walk with your keys ready to go in your hand. It's great to have somebody to walk with if you want to.
We're not weak. We are not these little things that guys portray as these weak-minded little ladies. No, we are women. We are strong. Like, we're not. We can protect ourselves as well as guys can protect themselves. We're not.
So you feel the media should just show that more instead of showing us as
we're not all feminine and we're not all freaking girly and can't defend ourselves.